Welcome back to Garyj Sports Page on GJRB Online, live here on Spreaker Studios on Clinton's North End, bringing you the best in sports talk radio, kind of, talking a little bit about sports here and there in the afternoon on a Saturday here on GJRB Online. Glad you can be with me today as we're bringing you the best in sports talk. And we do this program every once in a while here on GJRB Online, and I love doing this because it's just a lot of fun to talk sports and get a lot of interesting stuff. I just, it's fun to do sports talk. And we'll have weather on the fives coming up. Take a look at some national weather temperatures. Coming up next hour, we'll do the Clinton weather forecast as well, anytime in that hour. But we're going to try to throw in some national weather because I know there's been some interesting weather down south, especially in those areas affected by some really bad storms. So we'll be taking a look at that coming up in just a little bit too. Weather on the fives coming up next hour with some national weather. But right now we're going to take a look at some areas in different parts of the country. Take a look at some of the interesting weather. So why don't we go and take a trip up to the north. Get some friends up there, and they do videos, what they call video log, on YouTube, Summers of Alaska, and right now they're looking at 58 degrees according to the town site station on the Weather Underground. 58 degrees right now. Your barometric pressure 29.76 inches of mercury. You have a 10-mile visibility, partly cloudy in your area. 44 degrees on your dew point. 63% relative humidity. You have a low UV index for Alaska, 52 in the moderate, and no precipitation, dry conditions at this point. Partly, plenty of sunshine for you guys, 62. So you're on the cool side now. Wind southwest at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. 10% chance of precipitation again tonight. Low 37. Yep, that's Alaska. 37. South-southeast winds at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. 10% chance of precipitation for tomorrow. Clouds mixed, 64 degrees. Southeast winds shifting to southwest at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. So that is what's going on in Fairbanks, Alaska at this time. Some of the other temperatures, let's check them all out and see what they all are. Los Angeles, California, 87 degrees under sunny skies. Salem, Massachusetts, 70 degrees and fair. North Platte, Nebraska, 76 and mostly cloudy. Houston, Texas, 91 degrees, partly cloudy. And Fairbanks, Alaska, again, like I said, they're 56. Ambridge back home in Pittsburgh, 71. And 93 degrees in Tampa, Florida. Fort St. Lucie, Florida is looking in at 85 degrees. Weather on the fives, 25 and 45 minutes past the hour on all music shows, 25 and 55 talk shows on GJRB Online. Weather on the fives. And we're approaching the last hour of our sports page this afternoon as we get close to the 5 o'clock hour. 2 minutes before the hour of 5 o'clock Central Time. And we have some more great talk coming your way here on the Sports Page Show on GJRB Online. We will, next hour, continue with taking a look at the next hour, continuing with the Chicago Bears football schedule. And coming up next hour, we'll see if we can throw in a couple more schedules, like the Packers, and we'll see some of the other teams in the NFL, take a look at their schedule. And we'll do some baseball standings and try to get that in this hour if we have time. And, of course, we'll do our Spreaker shout-outs to all our podcaster followers on the Spreaker platform. All coming up this hour on the sports page right here on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. Gary J. Russin, hope you're staying with me for the best in sports talk radio on the sports page here on GJRB Online. A little overcast right now. The sun's kind of been in the clouds. The current temperature. And we'll do our Clinton weather forecast too, by the way, because we haven't done Clinton weather yet. So we'll do any time in the hour that ends at 5 or any time in the hour whenever the Weather Channel people are ready. We will be shifting over there and seeing if they have some of the temperatures. So we'll do that next hour for you here on GJRB Online. Weather on the 5s. Next hour we'll take a look at some national temperatures and stuff, so stay tuned. Okay, let's get ready because it's coming up to the top of 5 right now. 5 o'clock Central Daylight Time right now. And this is GJRB Online on Spreaker. 5 o'clock Central Daylight, 6 o'clock Eastern, and it is 3 o'clock Pacific. And 2 o'clock in Alaska right now up in Fairbanks in that area. You're listening to GJRB Online on Spreaker, and this is Gary J. Sports Page. Let's get started with the final hour of the Sports Page here on GJRB Online. Last hour to get your licks in on some sports commentary. And I'm going to talk also this hour about some of the plans for this program in the new season. So stay with me as we continue the Sports Page here on GJRB Online. We pick up the Chicago Bears schedule at September 20th. Let me see, where do we pick up? I think we were in October already, right? In the schedule. We were headed into October. So let's go into October. We're headed into October on the Bears schedule, were we not? Yeah, I believe we were. Let's see here. Want to go down to October 2019. Okay, we're going to schedule. So we're at the first week in October in the schedule. That's October 6th. That's Sunday, October 6th. The Bears have a noon game against the Raiders. Following week, which will be the 20th, the Bears will play the Saints. That's a 3:25 game. And then the following week, October 27th, just close to Halloween, they have a noon game against the Chargers. Okay. Then we head into November and look at November 3rd. That's a Sunday. That's a noon game against the Eagles. Okay, noon game against the Eagles. And then on November 10th, okay, November 10th, we're in November now, November 10th, okay, that's going to be where we're in the second week of standard time, because we've already turned our clocks back. So November 10th, it'll be dark, but anyway, it's a noon game anyway. They play Detroit, 12 o'clock noon. And then on November 17th, the following Sunday, they got a game at 7:20 p.m. That's a night game on NBC. That'll be a national game. Bears playing the Rams. That'll be a good one. And then on the 24th, which, let's see, the 24th, November 24th, they play against the New York Giants. That's a noon game. And then they have a game against the Lions on November 28th. Okay, so I'm thinking that's Thanksgiving. When is Thanksgiving this year? Is that November 20? If I had an Alexa in here, she'd probably tell me when Thanksgiving is. Let's see. Okay. 2019. What day is it on the 20th? 2019, November 28th. Okay. So that's going to be a big thing. Thanksgiving. The Bears are going to be playing football on Thanksgiving this year. How about that? Thanksgiving, the Bears are playing the Lions. Thanksgiving, they got a Thanksgiving game. That will be at 11:30 a.m. Thanksgiving. The Bears against the Lions. I don't know if I'll get to see that game at all. The Cowboys. They play Dallas Cowboys on December 5th as we head into the Christmas season. The December 5th. We are now up into December. December the 5th which is a Thursday. That's another Thursday game. December 5th, they have a game against the Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys. The following week will be December 15th. That's a Sunday. They have a game against the Packers. So they're playing the Packers in regular season play. The following week, December 22nd, just before Christmas Eve, a couple days before Christmas Eve. That's a Sunday, December 22nd. 7:20, that's NBC National. Chiefs. They're playing the Chiefs that day. That's on the 22nd. And then the following week, right after Christmas, they got a noon game playing against the Minnesota Vikings. And that is what's happening with the Bears. That is the Bears games. That's the Bears schedule. Now, you can find a lot of these schedules just by going into Google and just typing in whatever team schedule you want. That's how I'm doing it. I'm typing in Google. I'm just Googling the team's schedule, and it comes up. So I have the schedule right there. And we'll do a little bit of the college, too. We're trying to get in a little bit of that because, like I said, next week, believe it or not, the Bears, believe it or not, the Hawkeyes, Iowa Hawkeyes have their first game next Saturday night, 6:30. And they play Miami of Ohio. They played them before. They start their season with them last year, too, I think. That's my friend Dan Bowie. He knows a lot about this stuff. He follows the Hawkeyes. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to be the first game. Iowa. So, wow. Let's see what happens in that one. This is Garyj J Sports Page on GJRB Online. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying the program wherever you're listening to across America on the GJRB Online Network. This is Garyj J Sports Page.
You hear great jazz on GJRB with the best of jazz, up-and-coming jazz, and smooth afternoon.
If you can't get enough of jazz and you live in the Quad Cities area, tune in to KALA, St. Ambrose University in Davenport, Iowa, at 88.5 on the FM dial. Along with some of that great smooth jazz, you'll hear a lot of great jazz programming.
And programming in other great music formats.
Like blues, urban, including rap. Also classic R&B and Motown with David Baker on Rewind, Friday nights at 6 p.m. Central. In addition, you get programming in Spanish and some great gospel programming too. For more information on that,
leave the cooking to them, Family Chef.
Recently, the owner of Facebook had to face Congress over personal information on Facebook users. In addition, users were saying that their postings were being deleted. Getting sick and tired of your censorship and your data being used without your permission? Do something about it now. Come to MeWe, the internet social site that values your freedom. No more deleted postings. Make a step to freedom. Sign up today. It's easy. Go to www.mewe.com. That's MeWe. MeWe, the internet's free speech social site. Coast to coast and way out there, fans, listen up! If you like UFO conspiracies, ghosts, and the paranormal, you'll love Spaced Out Radio, Spreaker's answer to Coast AM, with more interesting guest experts in the paranormal and UFOs each month. If you like Way Out There, you'll love Spaced Out Radio. Own the night with Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott, nightly at 11 p.m. Central, 12 o'clock midnight Eastern, and 9 p.m. Pacific, on Spreaker, on Periscope, and on Deep Talk Radio Network.
Discover Bonnie Scenic Tavern on Harry.
Okay, we're wrapping up our sports page in the last hour here on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. I'm Garyj J. Russ, and I hope you're enjoying the program as we closing out this program here real soon, so we're going to add a conclusion to it. But as I said before, this is the first show of the season, and this is the second time we're starting a season. I don't want that on. That's the second time we're starting a season of this program. I started the season last year, and then this program folded for a while because I was trying to get a co-host. And I thought, well, why don't I just go back and do this show by myself, and maybe eventually on down the line I'll get one. As you will know, I was trying to get Bob Huber, the Huber Experience, because it seems like he knows pretty much about sports, especially about wrestling. And when I start watching it, I wasn't sure I was going to be able to get wrestling, but I do get it. Discovered that with TNT. So I'll be able to get at least, I'll be able to watch some wrestling matches, and I have to find out exactly what night those are on. So I got to look at the TV lineup, TV schedule, because I have a TV guide on the internet, which is called Zap to It. And usually I go to Zap to It to get my program schedule, the TV guide the way they used to have it doesn't exist anymore. So my TV guide's on the computer. And I usually go to, again, Zap to It, because they have a pretty good schedule, and they covered MediaCom Clinton. And I can see the rundown of what's on TV on that, Zap to It, which I kind of like. They are good. They have a pretty accurate schedule. You can see what's on a lot of the channels. So I'm going to go to that and find out when those wrestling matches are on and start watching it for this show, because I'm kind of been out of the loop. I was listening to, by the way, if Huber's listening to this on demand, I was watching, I was listening to your show, your podcast. You talked about wrestling a while back. Let's see, what was that? I was watching. Let me see. What was I gotta say that was this week. Whenever you did that, I know I was listening to your last podcast. You were talking about wrestling, and that was a good show. And you have mentioned that, undoubtedly I was going to be watching wrestling matches. And you're right, I just haven't got around to it yet. But I just got to make sure what time they come on, and I got to find out what channels they're on, so that I can watch it. Because I like to follow some wrestling. And my dad and I used to watch wrestling back in the day when you had Hulk Hogan and who's that other guy, darn it. I used to like him a lot. And I used to like Mean Gene Okerlund. That guy was a trip. He totally was. He was just like really a great interviewer. I always liked to listen to him interview the wrestlers, because he was funny. And those guys used to, I remember some of them guys used to attack him. Good grief, I remember that. I don't know who it was one of them. And then remember Randy Macho Man Savage. That guy was another trip. I used to like that guy, though. He was funny in a way. Roddy Piper, who became an actor and was in that sci-fi flick called They Live. Good movie. And if you ever get a chance to watch it. I was really hoping that Spingoli would run They Live. That is a good movie. It's scary, but it's a good movie. It's one of the best science fiction flicks I think I've seen in a long time. And it's a sleeper to most, but it's a good movie. It really is. I like to watch that. But anyway, you're listening to the Gary J Sports page on GJRB Online here on Spreaker across America. And beautiful Saturday afternoon, we're talking sports. And we're going to do another sports update here and see what's going on in nationwide sports. So let's go back into my, it'll pop up my Yahoo again, because I did not have that up before. And I think I should have taken this show and put it on my MeWe. Should do that while I'm thinking about it. Because I didn't. I did it yesterday. Didn't make much of a difference because I didn't have any listeners yesterday on my trivia program yesterday, and yet I was offensive on Facebook. I just don't understand it, but I'm not going to even bring it up anymore. There's no point in even getting all flustered over it. Let them be what they are. If I'm that offensive, there's a lot worse on here. Gotta tell you that. If they think that I'm offensive, there's more out there that's just as offensive. You want to, I can point them out to you. Whatever the case. So when we get there, I'm going to go to my Yahoo page here now and get my sports back up. So we're going to do that. And I will do Weather on the Fives coming up here in just a little bit here on GJRB Online, here on Spreaker. Gary J Sports page here on GJRB Online. And thank you for tuning in to the show and listening to the program. I always enjoy having this show. It's always fabulous every time. And doing this program, I love the stuff we do here. And I hope you're enjoying it. Saturday afternoon show. First show of the season as we are going to start this season and keep this season up. I'm not going to do like I did the last year and then start the program season and not finish it. So I'm just going to keep on working. Meanwhile, let's take a look at what's going on in the scores and see what's going on in the only games going on in the National League today. The Cubs end their game. They lost. The Cubs lost to Washington 7-2. Washington Nationals over the Chicago Cubs. So the Cubs lost. The New York Yankees and the LA Dodgers are in the 7th inning, and they are the Los Angeles Dodgers are now leading the Yankees 2-1. Bottom of the first inning, Philadelphia and Miami just got started. That game so far is scoreless. Take a look at some of the games coming up. 6:10 p.m. tonight. Atlanta's playing the Mets. The LA Angels playing against Houston Astros at 6:10. Later on at 8:07 tonight, San Francisco Giants are going to play the Oakland Athletics. And at then 6:10, that's kind of strange. Why is that? Unless I'm reading that wrong, 8:07. Why does it jump back to 6:10? That doesn't make sense. Arizona playing Milwaukee, and we have Toronto playing Seattle. And those are the only games going on right now in the National League. We just finished, the Cubs just got done, and they lost to Washington Nationals 7-2. The only two games going on now, one is almost over at the top of the 7th inning, and one just got started at the bottom of the first. The Yankees, again, the Yankees just got to run. Just got to run. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to go to that page real quick. The Yankees just got to run. Let's see what is the last one. It's Justin Turner homered 385 feet to deep left center to Tony Gonsolin scored. And that was 2-0. Now we have Aaron Judge. He homered 425 feet in deep center, and the Yankees had a run in there. So now the New York Yankees are just got a run in, but still Los Angeles is ahead of the Yankees by 1 run. So 2-1 Los Angeles right now. And that game is being played. Where is that being played, by the way? Does it say? Oh, Dodger Stadium. Okay, Dodger Stadium. It's on FS1. There you go. Home run for... so fabulous. All right, you're listening to the Gary J Sports page on GJRB Online here on Spreaker, and I hope you're enjoying the program wherever you're listening across America as we're talking about sports. And this is the first show of the season. I'm working on doing better shows than this, but this is the first one, so it's kind of a fly at the seat of my pants kind of thing. Whatever happens, happens. We just start the show and see where it takes us. That's how that works. And so that's what we're doing here on GJRB on Spreaker. And I hope you're enjoying the show. Thanks a lot for tuning in to GJRB Online here on Spreaker. And enjoying the program. Let's see, we have right now, I'm going to post on other places here. And I'm going to go to my that's what I want to do. I want to link here on the MeWe page so that we can get some audience there and get this show up there. Gary J's Sports page now going up on MeWe. That is the social site I like because they don't discriminate against me over the type of programming I have, which is kind of nice, you know. They don't say, you know, so that link, when you hit that in the MeWe page, will take you right into my chat room. So there you go. I'm on MeWe right now. And you can listen to it right there. And check it out. Gary J's Sports page right here on GJRB Online. So MeWe's got it. I post it in other sites and Facebook as much as I can myself. And this is the last part of our program, so we're going to try to fit in a lot of features that I possibly could try to muster up. So we're going to do that right now. And let's see here. I'm going to try to get Weather Nation back up and get the national weather here. It went out on me. So I must have hit the button by mistake or something. So I'm going to go ahead and see what's going on. National weather. I didn't get a chance to get any temperatures, but let's see what's going on down here. Is Weather Nation.
Likely to stay offshore, but still something to monitor. And then we have Tropical Storm Dorian, just formed moments ago, and that's forecast to make a beeline closer to the eastern Caribbean through Barbados, St. Lucia, and in the direction of the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, and Hispaniola from Monday night all the way through Wednesday night. There are many missions now planned for both entities from the hurricane hunters. What that's going to do is give us a clearer picture of what's happening inside those storms, and that's better for the weather models. And a little bit more on what they do inside these storms, here's John Van Pelt.
There are two teams of hurricane hunters, one comprised of U.S. Air Force flight crews and aircraft, and another from NOAA.
So the Air Force WC-130J, its mission is primarily reconnaissance. Where is the storm? How strong is the storm? Where is the storm going? The main mission of the P-3, by contrast, is more science-related. They are going into the storm to investigate what makes these things tick, to improve computer models, develop new forecasting techniques, maybe test out new instruments.
Major Nicole Mitchell is a weather officer.
So we're the ones that coordinate with the National Hurricane Center, see what storm or what area they need us to check out, go inside the storm, collect data along the way, and relay all of that almost live time right back to the Hurricane Center so that they can see not only how intense the storm is, but use all the data in the computer models to make a better forecast.
All of these aircraft carry dropsondes, high-tech sensors that gather all types of data from the storm,
collecting wind speed, temperature, relative humidity, pressure, and all the other critical information that the Hurricane Center needs to adequately ingest the information into the forecast models.
Flight after flight, these hard-working crews do a job that can only be done one way, up close and personal, sending crucial data from the edge and the inside of every tropical storm and hurricane in the Atlantic Basin. For Weather Nation, I'm John Van Pelt.
Huge savings store-wide now.
And that's look at Weather Nation. And like I said before, we do Weather Nation usually in the second hour full forecast, but I've been doing other stuff and trying to juggle around, and I need to practice that Weather Nation, getting that in the second hour, but still need some work on that. So we'll do some local Clinton weather coming up a little later on before we close out the show today. Meanwhile, though, let's see. We're going to get ready to do our shout-outs here on Spreaker, brought to you by Spreaker. That's coming up next. And we have that on the way. And then right after we get done with that, we'll do a Clinton forecast and wrap up this show. So far, though, we just don't have time to really do all the rest of the NFL schedule. So we'll be doing another sports page coming up. So be aware of that. I'll have another sports page coming up real soon. So I will be doing more schedule. So spontaneously, another sports page coming up. We'll do another edition, and I'm going to get that set up for you. And we'll do another, schedule. But you can find all the schedules to all your favorite NFL teams. Like I said a moment ago, the best way to do that is to log on. Just go into Google and just type in any team you want in their schedule, and you should get a rundown of the schedules very easily. You should get a rundown, and you can do it that way. And this way you can have all your scores, and it's just a lot easier to do it that way. So just check that out. All right. Okay, you can hear, by the way, you can hear Gary J. Sports Page or Sports Page updates during all of our national music shows, daily programs here on GJRB Online and Spreaker, like Tuesday morning. I'm going to be back on the air with Gary J. in the morning, playing your favorite music here on GJRB Online, talking with you, talking sports and music and stuff like that. So you can tune in to Gary J. in the morning on Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock a.m. Central Daylight Time right here on Spreaker on the GJRB Online Network. 10 o'clock a.m. Central Time, 11 a.m. Eastern, and 8 o'clock in the morning Pacific, 7 o'clock in Alaska. Tune in to the Gary J. in the Morning Show right here on Spreaker on GJRB Online. It's a great way to wake up on Tuesday morning. Gary J. in the morning right here on GJRB Online Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time. All right, let's see. Why don't we do that right now? Spreaker bringing you our Spreaker shout-outs coming up right after we take this break for Spreaker.
The website which turns anyone into a radio DJ. Log on to Spreaker.com for listening to thousands of radio channels and start creating your own radio today.
Yeah, and that means it's time to do our Spreaker shout-outs. Great, you know what I'm saying? Haha. Sports Page update right here on GJRB Online, Sports Page Show, all our great GJRB programs. But there's a lot of Spreaker. There's a lot on Spreaker. Come on board over here. I mean, there's millions of a lot of podcasters out there. A lot of programs they put on. I mean, a lot of them are better than this one. I mean, I gotta tell you, that's why I don't monetize it, because it's not the best program in the world, but we do good programs. I try to make it interesting. I try to put on a good program. I want to thank all these podcasters out there who like our station no matter what. And we had a secret listener in our first hour. And that was Ed Delgado, Caramel Conservative. Thank you for listening for a while. If you're listening again later on in our on-demand podcast, fantastic. Leave some messages. Love to hear from you. Talking about some of the sports. And I hope you're enjoying that. But there's other great podcasters out there, and I want to emphasize some of these guys. These are the ones I listen to a lot. They're fabulous. They're even on our GJRB LP FM low-powered closed-circuit FM signal, Spreaker FM 88.9. These are the ones that I program on my Spreaker FM, and pretty soon I'm going to have Huber on the program. He's going to be on there. We're going to have Bob Huber. He's going to be on. But right now we have a lot of them that are already on, like Mike Myers and the Radio Hope Network. That's right. Radio Hope, Mike Myers and the Radio Hope Network, 7 mornings a week, 8 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock Central Time. Talks a lot about God, talks a lot about the hope that he has in us. You just got to listen to this guy every morning. He just makes you feel better about yourself, sometimes. So listen to that. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, the Mike Myers Show, Radio Hope Network. And if you want to listen to Muck Radio, great station. It's on TuneIn. All you got to do is go into TuneIn. It's very simple. Just go into TuneIn, type in Muck Radio in the search engine. It'll take you right there. That's a TuneIn app. It's free. And just go in there and you'll find, and you just, start an account on there. It's free. You can listen to any radio station you want to. It's fabulous. That is Muck Radio, MUKRADIO. He has great Christian programming, great messages. He has Bob Huber on there from time to time. He has a lot of other great podcasters we're going to talk about here in a minute, like OBFSU. And a lot of them are on there. I think even a Caramel Conservative once in a while. So check it out. And speaking of which, Tuesday night, 8 o'clock Central Time, 6 o'clock Pacific, you can listen to Ed Delgado, the Caramel Conservative. He had a great show last week. Had a great show. And he always does put on a good show. And he emphasizes a lot. He talks a lot about what's going on in the news. He lays it on the line. He points on. He's great. So tune into him. Ed Delgado, the Caramel Conservative, and his son comes on with him in the early part of the show. Nathan talks about gaming and stuff. So check it out. It's a fun show. 8 o'clock on Tuesday nights, 6 o'clock Central, and repeated right here on Spreaker FM 88.9 on Saturday afternoons. So check it out. Ed Delgado, the Caramel Conservative. Right here on Spreaker. And then if you want to go on a little bit more, we have another guy comes out of Houston, Texas. We got two fabulous guys out of Texas. These guys are great. They play they're fabulous. One is OBFSU, otherwise known as our Big Fat Soft Underbelly. And I'm wondering the reason why my show's so freaking offensive to Facebook is because I promote OBFSU. Because, he's strong, he's point on, and they can't take it. You know what I'm saying? They can't take this guy. So they get mad at him, and they don't like that I promote his program. So I'm wondering if that's the offensive. Because, like, right now, Facebook, I don't know what their issue is about my show, but I promote OBFSU anyway. He's from Houston, Texas. Check him out. His podcast has got a lot of various lengthy podcasts, but he has one that called See the Light, I believe the name of it. And he does a good job he's fabulous. OBFSU, our Big Fat Soft Underbelly. Check out the Belly Blast. We run a lot of it right here on Spreaker, on GJRB, so listen to that. It's fabulous. OBFSU. And then in that same state just north is BJ McNamara, otherwise known as Black Dragons Radio. Now, he plays some great music, too, and I'm hoping he comes back. I got a message and find out when he's coming back. He said he's going to be coming back in the fall, so let's looking forward to maybe hearing from him. So, hey, he plays 80s. He plays a lot of good 80s stuff. So check him out. That's Black Dragons Radio in LaPorte, Texas. Check it out. It's fabulous stuff. And where can you find all these great radio stations? Well, all these great programs. Well, all you got to do is get on my Spreaker public site, and you'll find them. That's right. On my Spreaker public site, you'll find all these fabulous programs. They're there. All you got to do is go into www.spreaker.com/user/5120525 or get into my Twitter page. I am the Radio Maniac. Really simple. Radio Maniac. You can check all my shows. They're all there. Just hit that following button. You'll see all the list of all the podcasters that I mentioned. And some that I didn't. They're there. Some of them I didn't mention. Some of the ones I'm checking out too. Like Quest Nation. Oh yeah. KGRA. Yeah, the Sandman. We haven't talked about him in a while. He's fabulous. Fade to Black. Jimmy Church. Byron from Wicked Pistol Radio. Black Dragons Radio. I mentioned him. Black Dog Indie Country. They're fabulous. I've listened to them a few times. I'm getting some ideas for my up-and-coming show, my next one from them. Some of these that are just listeners, but there are a lot of them that are putting on good shows. WBRFM, Wolfman Mike, they're all fabulous. And all you got to do is find them. They're all listed there. Huber's there. All of them are there. Walter M. DeBall. You want blues? This guy's got it. Blues in the Night every Monday night at 8 o'clock Central. Check that out. Beyond the Strange. Great program talking about weird stuff and the bizarre and unusual. They're all here. All you got to do is find them. And they're all listed here. All of them. And you want to listen to them. They're all there. Blake Myers, Technical Difficulties. Mike Myers. And, of course, Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott. You'll find them all on the GJRB Spreaker public site. So check them out. Spreaker, Spreaker. And if you want to start an account and be on the radio, you can do this too. It's fairly easy. And it's easy. It's safe. You know, it's just a safe, fun thing to do. Spreaker, Spreaker, www.spreaker.com. Start an account. You get 15 minutes for free. Can't beat that. Or you can just check out some of the premiums. Spreaker and broadcast to the world. And that is, my friends, the GJRB Spreaker shout-outs, all these great programs on the air right here on Spreaker. And they're all there. You can listen to all these great programs that I follow, and they all have great stuff on there. Really good music. So check them out sometime. Spreaker. And if you're going to start a podcast, let me know, and I'll listen to it. And I'll even promote you. I'll even plug you right here on our Spreaker shoutouts. So be aware of that. Spreaker shoutouts on every GJRB show. Brought to you by Spreaker. Remember, you too get started an account and get started on internet radio. Spreaker and broadcast to the world. Gary J. Russell with you as we're winding down our sports page here on GJRB Online and closing out. In just a few minutes, we'll just kind of flip it on over and close out the show and end it right where we stand. Just do that. So I'm going to get that ready. And while I do, want to thank you all for listening, even just for a little bit. And that would be Ed Delgado, the Caramel Conservative. Thank you so much, Ed, for tuning in at the very beginning of the show. I don't know if you're really that much into sports, but I thought maybe you were going to tune in and stay in longer. I'm going to get a hold of Ben for next week, hoping maybe he could be on. We've been trying to, like, week after week after week, and it seems like he's always working on Saturday. So I'm going to sit down and make arrangements with this guy and see if he can work on Sunday and I'll be on with us one week. Really would, because and I think maybe what I'll do, and I'll tell Ben this, is that why don't you try this? Why don't we make arrangements for him to be on when we get to the upgrade? This way we don't have to stop. It'll be a lot easier and we don't have to go through that. So I'm going to talk to him about that. When I do my upgrade, it'll be a lot easier to do it too. Because I won't stop for any break or anything like that. Just keep right on going. It'll be just that cool. All right, tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a break for station ID and be right back with more of our program. This is GJRB Online Network, and this is Gary J. Sports Page. We'll be right back with the conclusion in just moments.